Ajnanatimrandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chaksurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Korichandraya Radhikaya Tadaliye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Paraya Radhikaya Priyatmane Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayani Namine Vanchakapatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Prayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are continue with the glorious teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. And so far we have discussed the first teaching Krishna was telling to Arjuna. Arjuna, you are not this body. You are a spirit soul, and the soul is eternal. It can never die, not by any weapon, not by any situation. So this is our eternal nature. It's made of pure happiness. Inside is a big treasure waiting for us to discover. And especially this human form of life is made to find this treasure inside. Because I want to discuss today the different levels of consciousness that we can have in this world. The soul is moving from body to body. There are 8,400,000 different species of life, and it can be covered in so many ways. So the Vedas describe five types of coverings the soul can have. First, it's Achadita Chaitanya. Achadita Chaitanya is the most covered way the soul can be situated in this material world. It's in the form of plants and trees and stones, rocks. So all souls, they can have a certain kind of body. So also plants, trees, they are spirit souls with an eternal, beautiful, transcendental nature. But their consciousness is so much covered, they cannot feel any heat or cold, or they are completely covered. And the second type of consciousness we can have as spirit souls in this material creation is Sankuchita Chaitanya. Sankuchita Chaitanya is spirit souls in the form of animals covered with the body of an animal, or insect, or fish, bird, all different kinds of animals. So their consciousness is a little higher than the covering of spirit souls in the forms of trees and plants and stones. Because animals can see what is right, what is wrong, they have more feelings. That's why it's a big difference. People sometimes telling us, oh, you are vegetarians, but you also killing plants. So what is the difference? So this is the difference. There's a big difference in feelings. When an animal is becoming killed, it feels so much pain. So, and in plants, their consciousness is so much covered, they have not this kind of feelings. So that's why the Vedic scriptures describe for food, for maintaining ourselves, we can eat grains, plants, milk products, so many things, but not not giving pain to any other living entities for our enjoyment. So this is a big difference. So that is Sankuchita Chaitanya, the spirit soul conditioned in a form of animal. And then more developed consciousness is Mukulita Chaitanya. Mukulita Chaitanya are human, those in human form of life, but atheists, moral or immoral atheists. So they don't believe in the existence of God, and they only think of other things, so not worshipping God. So this is more developed than the animals, because any human form, the soul in a human form of life, they can think what is right, what is wrong. Also animals can think, but they can think what is the meaning of life, why I'm here, who am I, Why I'm suffering? Is there a God behind this? So this capacity we have, this is the special capacity spirit souls in the human form of life have. Animals cannot think, is there a God behind this creation? So this is the difference. But there are gradations of consciousness also under the human forms of life. So the third one, the first one for humans is Mukuli Chaitanya. They have a human form of life, but they are not worshipping God. So Vikachi Chaitanya, this is more developed. That is the fourth type of consciousness. And that is the moral theists and those who have faith in God. They understand God is behind this creation. Actually, the Vedic scripture says life comes from life. There is no situation, no example in this material world that some dead matter, material objects, can create life. We can see so many examples. Life comes from life. So in this way, we are coming also from the pure consciousness of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. By His inspiration, we are created, and all this material creation is made. So life comes from the Supreme God, and not from any other situation. Some people say we are coming from the monkeys, but then the question comes, who created the monkeys? So there is always a source of experience of creation, and that is Sri Krishna. Purna Vikachi Chaitanya, that is the fifth and the perfect type of consciousness we can have. That is those conditioned souls in a human form of life, but they have developed transcendental love for the Supreme Lord. So this is the perfected states of consciousness we can have. If we reach that stage of consciousness, we can come out of the cycle of birth and death. Before this level, we are moving from body to body. Sometimes we are on higher planets, sometimes on lower planets. There are hellish planets, lower, and higher planets, heavenly planets. It's called Svarga in the Vedas. So we can enjoy there, or we have to suffer on lower planets. But when time is finished, because everything is bound by time, when our credit is finished, we have to come back on the earth. Or when our suffering, we have to learn our lessons on lower planets, what we're doing wrong. So in this way, our karma is giving us a position in a new form of life. This is Krishna's telling in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2:22. Vasamsi jirnani jata vihaya navani grinati naroparani tata sarirani vihaya jirnan anjani samyati navani dehi. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. So when the body becomes old, or when our karma directs us, we have to leave our body. If we want it or not, nobody can escape that. When time is there for us, we have to move to a new form of life. So in this way, there are 8,400,000 different species of life, and we can have this kind. But the human form of life is special, because in a human form of life we can think, what is the reason for life? Why I'm here? Who am I? What is my relationship with God? So if we reach the highest stage of perfection, pure transcendental love for God, then we have the ticket to enter into the spiritual realm, the abode of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And in our spiritual form, we can there enjoy in His beautiful association. So this is the perfected way of living. So in this way, it's very important to understand who is the Supreme Lord. And that is given by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, who incarnated in this world 500 years ago. And he gave us such a beautiful description about our pure transcendental nature of the soul and our eternal relationship with the Lord. Before Mahaprabhu came, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Everybody was worshipping God, but in Aishwarya, in a mood of awe and reverence. Oh, God is the supreme creator. He is the highest personality of Godhead. But Mahaprabhu gave us an understanding. We can have a more close connection with the Lord based on pure friendship, on pure loving connection. As a friend, as a beloved, or as parental affection. So this kind of relationships in the spiritual world is the highest connection. So if you keep on watching to our programs, we will discuss how we can develop this kind, how can we find our eternal relationship with the Lord based on pure transcendental love. Thank you for watching. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.